Am I the a-hole for cutting off my mother after she continuously favors my cousin over her own children? I, 17F, recently cut my mother off because she's always favored my cousin over me and my siblings, and it finally reached a breaking point. For as long as I can remember, my mom has treated my cousin like her own child while making me and my siblings feel like background characters. She constantly brags about my cousin's achievements, buys her gifts, takes her out, and openly supports her while barely acknowledging or supporting us. When it comes to me and my siblings, she either ignores us, criticizes us, or makes us feel like we'll never measure up. One example. When I was little, my mother made it very clear we wouldn't be having birthday parties. As much as that upset me as a kid, I understood it later. Parties cost a lot and aren't necessary. But that same year, my mom hosted a huge birthday party for my cousin because my aunt didn't have enough money to throw one. My mom even bought my cousin a big wooden playhouse that was expensive. I watched my cousin adore it and play with it all the time. When my birthday rolled around, I was excited, hoping maybe I'd get the same. Instead, my mom got me a small cake, sang happy birthday, and treated the rest of the day like a regular Tuesday. Another example happened on Christmas Eve a few years ago. Me and my siblings stayed up late, excited like always, waiting to open presents. For context, growing up, my parents never got us gifts for birthdays or holidays. We always relied on other relatives. My mom would say gifts were a waste of money and holidays weren't special. If we needed something, we could ask, but she never did surprises. In our family, it's tradition to open gifts one by one. My aunt would grab a present, call out the name and who it was from, and we'd all watch them open it. It was one of the few times a year where I felt included. That night, my aunt called out my cousin's name and then said it was from my mom. In that moment, my heart dropped. I know it might sound dramatic, but it genuinely felt like my first real heartbreak, not from a partner or a friend, but from my own mother. The same woman who swore for years she'd never buy gifts because it was a waste, went out of her way to buy my cousin something. And what made it worse? It wasn't just any gift. It was an expensive makeup kit I had begged my mom for years. Every month, I'd ask for it. I loved doing makeup and nails as a kid. It was one of the few things that made me feel like myself. Every time I asked, she shut me down, told me it was pointless, or said she didn't have the money. I remember sitting there watching my cousin open it, smiling and thanking my mom while everyone clapped and moved on like nothing happened. No one noticed how I went silent. No one noticed when I slipped off to the bathroom to cry. And I never got an explanation. To this day, my mom acts like it wasn't a big deal, but for me as a kid, it absolutely was. Fast forward to this year. For context, my aunt is getting married and we've been planning this trip for over a year. On the morning of my 17th birthday, my mom woke me up by yelling at me to wash the dishes because she wasn't happy with how the kitchen looked. I had school that day, and after cleaning, I got ready and caught the bus. I was running late and called my mom to let her know, but instead of showing any concern, she scolded me. A few minutes later, she called me back crying, pleading for forgiveness because she forgot it was my birthday. By this point, I had already stopped expecting anything from her. I told her it was okay and that I didn't mind. But deep down, it still hurt. We didn't do anything that day, no cake, no dinner, no card. Nothing. It was treated like any regular day. Then, a few months later, it was my cousin's birthday. My mom woke me up at 12 a.m. to sing happy birthday to her. That same day, she made me clean the entire house because she was throwing a gathering for my cousin. She bought her gifts, a bouquet of flowers, and gave her money. That was my breaking point. It wasn't about the gifts. It was about the complete disregard she showed for me compared to how she treated my cousin. I finally confronted her. I said, "Why, when it was my birthday, you didn't do anything for me, but when it's my cousin's birthday, you get her flowers, money, and throw a party?" She started listing things she bought me, like a plane ticket, clothes, a suitcase, and a few other things, all stuff related to the wedding trip, not for me or my birthday. And again, it's not about material things. I'm grateful for everything I've ever received. But this was about how she never shows up for me. She wasn't there for my middle school play, my first day of high school, or my 5th grade graduation. She's never been there when it matters. After that fight, I left the house and moved in with my aunt. When my aunt confronted her about it, my mom dismissed everything, called me jealous, dramatic, and accused me of trying to start problems in the family. That's when I decided I was done. I blocked her number, removed her from my socials, and haven't spoken to her since. Now, some relatives are calling me disrespectful and ungrateful, saying family is family and that I need to get over it because she's still your mom. But honestly, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of being hurt by someone who's supposed to love me unconditionally. I needed to protect my peace, even if it meant cutting off my own mother. So, am I the a hole?